Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel Tripleinc. It's Bradley, and whew, it's an interesting one today. We got an interesting one here. This is a review of Invictus Aqua from the house of Paco Rabanne. Now think back for about the past 5 or 10 years, right? We've had a lot of very successful flankers come into the fragrance community. Of course, we got La Nuit de L'Homme, we got Acqua di Gio Profumo, and we got even the legendary Dior Intense. And I gotta say, this one is probably up there now amongst popularity, just of how many people have it, how many reviews are out there. I'm a little bit late on the train with this one. This blew up huge in 2016 last year. This was a 2006 limited edition release. And you know, I picked up my bottle and I have been featured this a little bit of time on my channel now. I have had it in a couple different videos, and I've had a lot of requests to review this one, so here's the video. So today we'll be discussing the smell of this. Of course, is it discontinued, is it not? We'll also be looking at the versatility, the performance, the compliment factor, and whether or not this is worth having in your collection. That is a lot to tackle today, so let's dive right in with the presentation. So let's begin with the box. It's actually only available in 100 milliliter presentation. The box is white and has the Invictus sort of I would say angel wings, if you will, on the side. Pretty plain, got a little PR stamp on top. And of course we got the bottle. A lot of people say this is tacky, this is gaudy, and I can definitely see that side of the argument. Definitely one of the most unique bottles that I have in my collection, I will say that much. It's supposed to look like a little bit of a trophy. Pretty much looks the exact same as the original Invictus bottle, just has frosted glass instead of clear glass. So this was a limited edition summer release of last year, 2016, and no official word on this, so don't quote me on this, but I want to say
this might be discontinued
/ is being discontinued as we speak, as of this recording, because getting very, very difficult to find. The prices are skyrocketing, and a lot of these major retailers aren't carrying this anymore for some reason. As far as I know, one of the only places that has it is Macy's, and even a lot of the online retailers aren't starting to carry this anymore, so I'm assuming that they're trying to pull back, which is, in my opinion, a dumb idea because this thing sells like hotcakes. Now, I've had this bottle since about last November when I picked it up, just pretty much strictly off of the hype. And I've been wearing it quite a bit, and I've been featuring it quite a bit, especially as summer has rolled around, and a lot of people have been wondering and wanting my thoughts on this fragrance. I'm gonna say one thing right now. I've got mine for around $55-ish way back when. Don't pay over $100. I was actually just researching prices for this a little while ago, and I saw this being listed already at over $100. Don't pay that much. There are much better fragrances for the summer that are under this price. Okay, now that we got all that stuff out of the way, it's time to actually dive into the scent of Invictus Aqua. Of course, this is an aqua flanker, really the one that started this whole trend of aqua flankers. Okay, right away you definitely get the bubblegum from the original Invictus. That is definitely in here, so of course right away you'll say, yes, this smells pretty similar to Invictus. Good thing is though, that bubblegum is not all up in your face as the original Invictus was. It actually tones down and dies down in about 5 minutes off my skin actually. So within that first 5 minutes, I'm getting the bubblegum sweetness right now, yes, but that will die away, thankfully. This is definitely a fresher version of Invictus, definitely not as cloying or as sugary sweet. So in terms of notes, this has an ambergris note, obviously synthetic ambergris, because that would be extremely expensive to manufacture and put into a bunch of bottles like this. They're not Creed. This also has yuzu and violet leaf in here. That provides almost a fresher, brighter, and sharper take on those sweet notes. So I think it balances the sweetness and the freshness very nicely. It also has that kind of musky ambergris backbone in here that has just a touch of this saltiness that kind of gives it this aqua name. However, this is a little bit one-dimensional on my skin. I mean, it stays very linear, not very complex, and it does sort of have this synthetic vibe to it. But don't get me wrong, this still smells very, very nice. I actually did a video about this along with Jean-Paul Gaultier, Lamau, Popeye last year when they came out in last July, and honestly, this one really grew on me a lot. Like, in that video I was a little iffy about it. I thought that Popeye Eau Fraiche smelled better than this, but honestly this one has started to grow on me. That bubblegum note a little bit, and how it is so fresh and so like has that fresh and sweetness in there. So definitely those more experienced people in the fragrance community, you probably wouldn't like this as much just because, you know, it's kind of synthetic and not very unique or original. But just to the average guy out there that likes to smell good, this one will get the job done. So for me, it's going to score a 2.5 out of 5 for the smell category. Okay guys, this review is pretty much going straight uphill from here. This has Paco Rabanne written on it, you can probably see it right there on the back, so chances are it's going to be a beastly performer, and no doubt about it, it is. Come on, that's what everybody talks about when they talk about this one. It's the performance, the performance, the performance, and let me tell you a little story about this one. I actually wore this down to a concert. It was at Virginia Beach, I want to say, maybe a couple weeks ago. And of course, it was really hot out that day. I went down to the beach with a friend, was wearing this. This has excellent performance, and actually wore this to that concert at night when there's a lot of other smoke in the air, a lot of crazy stuff going on. It was outside, and this thing lasted from the time at the beach all the way until the very next morning. First thing I smelled when I woke up over 10 hours of longevity on my skin every single time, and this thing pushes, it throws out like nobody's business, leaves a monster scent trail, really probably the strongest fresh fragrance that I've come across, especially the strongest summer fragrance that I think that I own at the moment. This is 100% comparable to the original Invictus performance. This actually, don't quote me on this again, may perform a little bit better for me than the original Invictus does. Not too sure about that yet, but it's gonna score a 5 out of 5 for the performance, perfect marks, because it is such a strong, fresh fragrance that's very difficult to come by in this sort of fresh fragrance realm. So for the versatility, no problem wearing this one all year long. This one could be worn in the wintertime, summer, spring, fall, because it performs so good that you can wear it any season, but I would say save this one for the hotter days, because it's pretty rare that you find a fresh fragrance that can also handle the high heat that is this strong. That's a very rare thing to find, and this one really fits that gap beautifully. This has also become my new summer night out fragrance, going to the clubs, just having a fun time during the night. This is great for that because it performs so strong, works really great, it's sweet, it's kind of attention grabbing as well. Also, this works great if you're wearing some kind of casual clothes or doing just kind of everyday things, or let's say you're playing basketball, doing some kind of sporting activity. This is just great for that. Places I would not recommend wearing Invictus Aqua would be formal or any kind of work for that matter, or even on a summer date, let's say. I think Acqua di Gio Profumo would work much better for those scenarios than this one, because this one is just a little bit more fun, easygoing, and casual. So I happen to think that this is a very versatile fragrance. This is a beast in the clubs, does great in social gatherings, and for the versatility, I'm gonna score it a 3.5 out of 5. Like I said, you can wear this all year long, and I think it does great for any sort of casual situation outdoors in the summer. Okay, it's time for the compliments.
Ooh.
Invictus Aqua.
Yes. And I just want to like spend the summer with whoever wears this. I think I'm gonna go with the left hand.
Going with Invictus Aqua is going to be the winner of this battle. Boom! We have the winner. So you really like this stuff then, definitely.
Yeah, because it's like you can go on a date, but you can also like take a walk on the beach.
So it's personally, yeah, it's both. Perfect. I would say that sums it up pretty good, guys. This is an amazing compliment getter for the summertime. That's another big bonus with this, is this hauls in a very good amount of compliments. Ladies love this fragrance. That's one of the only things I can say. This hits hard with the ladies, right? I've gotten compliments with this just sort of walking around, passing people by, wearing casual clothes like I am now. It's just really good. I think it has something to do with the sweetness and the freshness, and also how hard it performs. That really just is a winning combination for the compliment factor. This might make it into my top 10 most complimented list coming later this year when I do that video again sometime. Not sure, but it's a really great compliment getter. I'm gonna score it a 4 out of 5 for the compliment category. I've gotten almost a compliment every single time that I've worn it, and just from random people, unsolicited compliments, right? That's what we all love, and that's what this one delivers on. Alright guys, we're coming towards the end of this video now. Let's answer that one last big question. Should you go with the original Invictus or with Invictus Aqua? I'm gonna say go for the Aqua if you can still find it. This is getting very harder to find, and you know, this is just a little bit more wearable in my opinion than the original Invictus, and it's just a little bit of a better fragrance for me. You know, the price of this one is going up, and it's getting harder and harder to find. Less and less bottles are in production, so if you already have one, consider yourself lucky. If you don't have one, I would recommend getting one ASAP. And I think it's a must-have for every guy in a summer rotation who's under the age of 30. Okay guys, that was a very loaded review. Let me give you guys my final rating to leave off with of Invictus Aqua. Surprisingly, I'm gonna score it an 8.5 out of 10. If you ask me what I was scored a year ago, it probably would have been 5, to be honest, but like I said, this one has grown on me so much. It just fits this perfect spot for me in my summer rotation, which is outdoors and nighttime in the summer. This is my workhorse for that, and I love it for that. So guys, that is it for this review. Let me know what you thought about this video, also about this fragrance in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts on if this is actually a good fragrance or not, or what you think about it. So tell me about that, of course, down below. And hopefully I'll see you guys back on my channel sometime soon with another fragrance video. Peace.